And hello YouTube, this is GSmaniamsmart and I'm with another brand new video for tutorials with GS. Today's tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at how to speed up your computer, and this is going to be our first tip and trick on how to make your computer run a little faster. This is actually going to be a starting series that I'm going to start on my channel, and every time I make a video for this series, you'll get a new tip or trick on how to speed up your computer. Now, before I can start with the tutorial, I just wanted to let you know, if you are one of my subscribers, you probably can tell that my voice sounds a lot clearer. This is because I have a Blue Yeti microphone that I'm using now. It was an early Christmas present from a friend, and I'm really appreciative towards it. So if you want to give me some feedback on the Blue Yeti, you have any tips and tricks on how to use them, if you used one, or you just want to get some feedback on how the microphone sounds right now, then it'll be great. Maybe we can adjust the sound quality if it isn't the best right now. So let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. And the first tutorial I want to go over, well, the first trick I want to go over for you guys today is all about background programs, startup programs, and programs that you don't need that may be running on your computer. Now, whenever your computer is running and whenever you're doing things on your computer, it's using your resources such as CPU and RAM. And what's happening is that the more programs you have open, the more of these resources are being used. A lot of times you'll have programs open on your computer that you may not even need, that you're using, that are just open in the background and you're not even using them. So in order to check that, the first thing I want to go over is pretty simple. If you go ahead and move down to the bottom right corner of your computer screen right here, there's a little up arrow here, and this is your task tray. Now in your task tray here, you'll have all the icons here that show what is running currently on your computer in the background. For example, I have GlassWire here. This is a program that monitors my internet usage. If you have this program open and say you don't need it or say you don't want to use it, you can always right click and click exit. Same with other programs like Skype, or you have any other program really running in the background here, you can always right click them, click exit or quit or close. So that's the pretty basic idea right here. Just open your task tray and see what's running in the background. That'll help your computer in speed because it's not using resources to run these background programs. Now another thing you could do is go to your task manager. So right click your time right here, click task manager, and you'll be given a list of all the programs here that are open right now and that are running. Now if you want to categorize it by CPU or you want to categorize it by memory, it'll tell you how much resources each of these processes and programs are using. Now, if you see that one of these resources, or you see that one of these processes or programs you're not really using, you can once again click right click and end task. Now, be careful when you're doing this because some of these processes you do need for your computer to run properly. If you don't know about a process, I would say leave it there, or you can look it up on the internet. On Google, just type in the name of the process or the program, and they'll probably tell you if it's required or needed. So that's another way of speeding up your computer while you are using it. Now, when you're starting your computer up, sometimes you may notice that your computer takes quite a while to start up, and this can affect the load time of your computer when you're logging on, and it can also affect your time that you're actually using the computer because several programs are open in the background that you may not know of. Now, these are called startup programs. Now, if you're on Windows Vista, XP, or Windows 7, or I think even Windows 8, the way you can access your startup programs and processes to edit and configure the programs that open up when you start up your computer is through MSConfig. And how you get there is just go to the search bar at the bottom left corner of your computer screen or the start menu and just type in MSConfig. Now this will bring you to the system's configuration window right here, and what you'll see, there's a startup tab. In this startup tab, you'll see a list of programs. For me, you won't see it because for Windows 10 users, it'll direct you to the task manager where it's a lot easier to edit your startup menu. So if you're on a previous operating system, you'll see a list here and boxes on the left side with the program name, and you can check mark and uncheck mark the programs that you want to start when your computer starts. Basically, the more programs you have check marked and that are opening while your computer's logging on, the longer it's going to take for your computer to start up and for you to get ready to use it. Because the more programs that are opening, the longer it'll take, the more resources are being used, and the less resources you will have to use for yourself, and the less resources will be available for you to start using your computer in a faster manner. So you can go ahead and check mark and uncheck mark the boxes here, the programs that you may need or that you may not need. Now if you're on Windows 10, we're going to go to the Windows 10 version of here, but ideally it's the same thing. Now in your task manager, we have a startup tab here as well. And what you can then do is see all the programs here that are currently optimized to either be enabled or disabled while you start up your computer. You also see that here we have the impact of the program when it's being started. We have if it's enabled or disabled, and we have the name of the program. Now essentially you want to do the same thing, just right click the program that you don't need or that you don't want to start up, and you can click disable or enable. Now once again, be careful what you disable and what you enable, because some of these things you will need, such as your Realtek audio driver. You may need that because you want your audio, obviously. So don't disable things that are clearly required for your computer. But for example, Steam here, I'm not going to need that every time I log on, so I have it disabled. Spotify, I'm not going to need that every time I log on, so I have it disabled. For example, Skype here, I'm always going to be using Skype. I always use Skype when I log onto my computer, so I have it enabled. Whatever program is enabled here is going to start up with your computer. Whatever program is disabled here is not going to start up with a computer. And the less programs you have starting up when your computer starts up, the faster your computer will go, the faster you'll be able to start using it, and the faster it'll go when you're using it because less resources are being used. So that's pretty much the first tip on how to speed up your computer. It's just about background processes, background programs, and checking your startup processes and programs, because those can really take an impact on your computer speed, whether you're loading into your computer or whether you're using your computer. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful. If you haven't known about this, then perhaps this will help you and speed up your computer. If you didn't know about this trick, don't worry, we have plenty of other tips and tricks coming. If you're watching this tutorial in the near future, then perhaps we already have other videos showing you how to speed up your computer, and I encourage you to check those out. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them in the comments section below, and I'll try my best to answer them. And that'll be for this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching, and I hope that this video helped you out in any way. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It'll really help me out. If you didn't like it, you can leave a comment as well, giving some feedback. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments as well, and I'll do my best to answer them. I usually respond to comments within 24 to 48 hours, depending on your question and depending on how busy I am. I have plenty of other content on my channel about different software tutorials and how-to videos, so if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. And if you like what you're seeing, you can subscribe too. Really appreciate it. You can also check out my other channels and social media as shown on the screen right now. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. And this is GSmaniamsmart, and I'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.